So running back Melvin Gordon hasn't reported to training camp as he awaits a new contract. Gordon's entering the final year of his rookie deal, and unfortunately for Chargers fans, negotiations do not appear to be progressing. They're not going anywhere. So with the latest, let's send it over to our NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport.
As the regular season nears, it's looking more and more likely that the Chargers are going to begin the 2019 season without star running back Melvin Gordon. Of course, we know by now, Kay, Melvin Gordon is holding out. From what I'm told, based on the lack of progress in long-term contract negotiations, Gordon is now expected to take his holdout into the regular season. It's unclear at this point how many games he will miss, but certainly the plan right now is not to be there on time when the season begins. The Chargers do have confidence in the backs behind him, including Austin Eckler. But make no mistake, losing one of the bell cows of the NFL for however many games it ends up being is certainly something that is noteworthy for a Chargers team that also lost another one of its stars, Derwin James, to injury. He's going to miss probably more than the first half of the season. So either way, the Chargers are going to go into 2019 without some of their big guns. Meanwhile, Melvin Gordon is away from the team. He has been training in San Diego. He's been training in Florida. He is going to keep training for the foreseeable future, Kay, until contract negotiations pick up or until he decides to simply play it out and show up with the team.
No good news for Chargers fans. Thanks so much, Ian Rappaport. We'll get to you a little bit later on in the show with other headlines, but is this breakfast table in all of its denim glory surprised that this holdout is happening and could extend into the regular season? I have to think, Kyle, he's going to show up at some point.
I don't know. We talked about this earlier in the show. There's this whole phrase now in what we do is pulling a Le'Veon, all right? And the problem with trying to pull a Le'Veon is there are very, very few people who are a Le'Veon. Melvin Gordon is a really good player who I have hyped as the hardest runner in the league. He's a second-level guy. And if that's a slight, that's a slight. Look, you can't get DiCaprio. Chris Pratt is a great actor. Go get Chris. That's a second-level guy. So is the Chargers sitting here saying, God, we have so many good young players. We have so many people to pay. We have a couple of running backs who look good right now. We can't just bend over backwards and pay someone unless they're just top, preeminent talent. We can't imagine taking the field without him. And as much as I love Melvin, he's not that guy. So if he wants to get paid like that guy, he's not getting on the field.
Okay, you're saying he's not that guy.
He's not.
I see the steam coming out of Nate's ears.
He's a B-level player.
Not everyone is the best player in the world, Nate.
Okay, fine. I'm just trying to figure out who's top tier to you, right?
Sure.
Okay, I can assume you'll say Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah. Gurley's question. I mean, look.
Are you
don't have to do the whole debate.
Zeke, when he's out there, Le'Veon in front of him.
When Le'Veon is out there, he is much better than Melvin.
Set out entire season.
I know, and that's why it's interesting. And that's why when he sat out that whole season, the Jets said, here's a giant check because we watched you on film, and man, you are good. I don't think Melvin has that.
He missed.
Sorry, I wish he did.
He missed 4 games and scored 10 touchdowns.
So he missed it because he was injured, Nate.
Yeah, I get that. The biggest argument that the team has is that they won those 4 games without him. But I will say this, and Kyle, you know this, which I'm surprised that you're taking the stance. You're our resident running back. People may forget because you're so clever and so funny here on the show, but you play running back at a high level in college, and you know how important a dominant running back is for your team. He's not your average run-of-the-mill RB. And if you're saying that they're going to play with the guys who backed up Melvin Gordon last year and still have the same success, you're out of your mind.
No, they're not. Those guys are not as good as him. That's not the point. They got to do
that. Is the
things.
point.
No, they're not as
because
good.
Because if they had somebody as good as him,
they can't mortgage the whole future of the franchise on a running back who's had about 6,000 carries. I love him, but this is the NFL we're in now. Unless you're running back Jesus, you can't get the huge check or we're going to be screwed 3 years from now.
Look, they did a CBA in 2011 that thought it would be a great advantage for all the veteran players in the league. Sorry, I'm getting very emotional.
You have a clown?
I love running backs.
Jeez, Peter.
With that new collective bargaining agreement, though, average quarterbacks were the biggest winners. I mean, guys from Kirk Cousins to Andy Dalton to Matt Stafford, whoever won anything, are going to have generational wealth. The unfortunate part is the running back situation now, they have 5-year contracts, essentially, if you're drafted in the first round like Melvin was. After 5 years as a running back in the NFL, your best years are behind you.
It's just when you're getting good as a quarterback.
Just when you're getting great as a quarterback, you're done as a running back. And they all have the same thing. So if they really, really want to bond together, and there's been talk of this, I don't know if they have the wherewithal to do it, start your own union. Break from the NFLPA.
Wow.
Have the running back union and say we want 2-year contracts out of our rookie deals because our situation's different than everyone else and we get run into the ground. You want to make a statement? Make a real statement. Don't hold it against your team. Look to each other. Have Le'Veon be your president of the organization. Have Ezekiel Elliott be the treasurer. Have Melvin Gordon be the secretary. Get together and say we're going to stand as a union, as a player position group.
I like
because
that.
the truth of the matter is, it's going to happen next year also because Fournette's up, and then you've got another guy up.
That's
McCaffrey's coming.
That's a great point.
Peter,
Alvin
it's great.
Kamara's
It's great.
coming.
Is it completely preposterous? Is it a pipe dream?
Hey, if you want to, where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to break away from the players' union, yeah, I mean, that's going to be tough. But you got to stand for yourself as a group of men because that fraternity is dealing with something that no one else is. Wide receivers, Kay, touched the ball 17 times a game on their greatest day ever.
Look at Mike Thomas's contract.
Look at Mike Thomas's contract. On the greatest day ever, you'd have 15 catches. Running backs touched the ball 15 times in the first half. Why are they being slighted? I don't know. It seems
Unionized.
seems like the CBA is against them, not the teams.
At GMFB, great points made by Peter Schrager there. What are your thoughts at GMFB? Hit us up with those. We're on Zeke Watch. We're on Melvin Gordon Watch. And we're watching how both of these front offices are handling these situations.